last week. But I was like,
now I can talk my shit.
Driving up, I was like, our shows get a little crazy sometimes.
Now I can talk my shit. Oh shit! Hey, we man, just pray for us, y'all. That's all, you know. I mean, y'all can root for us now.
Wait.
Y'all, yeah, you know, y'all can root for us now. I got confidence.
I'm in pure hater mode for the rest of the play.
Oh,
I'm rooting for all upsets.
Goddamn.
I'm rooting against.
Oh, we upset then, right? Yeah, we upset then. Go ahead and root.
I'm rooting against everybody having fun.
Go ahead and root.
I'm taking all personal requests.
Oh shit!
Y'all about to get hate the whole time. Like I was rooting against Boston last night. Damn. And I was rooting for James Harden. That's how much I was hating on. I just want everybody to get embarrassed.
That's fair.
But we can start the show. Welcome to episode 292 of Technical Foul Podcast, the sports podcast you never knew you needed.
Yeah. And this your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, a.k.a. Ass Ketchum, a.k.a. Give It To Me. I know you missed me, baby.
Ah, shit. Welcome back.
That's it.
My mouth kept wanting to put sports in there, like technical foul, technical sports foul.
That's funny.
But I am the Eric J.
Only known as
the Eric J. We do not have Camille this week. Send her some positive vibes, positive messages.
Absolutely.
Some love in her inbox. Not like that.
All this love. Oh, sorry. Wrong song.
Oh, what? I was like, what are you doing? I was like, I almost jumped in. I was like, fuck. And it's your boy K Harris, the gentleman.
The gentleman.
The everyday gentleman.
24/7.
But better known as K Diddy.
Take that.
Hey,
is that the energy you need?
Yeah. Purr.
All right, I got you, boss.
We out here.
Y'all might be in for one.
Hey. Let's crack this book open, see what our sports fact of the week is. We're going to fencing, so some sword fighting.
Oh,
not like that.
God damn.
What do you need to know about fencing? The term fencing is derived from the word defense, which recalls the time when sword fighting was a vital skill on the battlefield.
On God.
Okay. Bars. There are 3 types of fencing, distinguished by the type of sword used in contests: the foil, the epee, and the saber. Fencing is primarily a European tradition. It was particularly associated with the French and Italians, which is why so many fencing terms still in use are French. The saber is
that joint at the end right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the Captain Hook joint.
Yeah, I'll fucks with that.
So
fencing. I'll do that.
Sports overview. Fencing matches consist of bouts between 2 opponents armed with lightweight, blunt-tipped swords. That it sounds like you've missed them. Points are scored by hitting target areas on the opponent's body with the tip of the weapon. The target areas are determined by the type of weapon being used. Modern fencing developed from centuries-old tradition of sword fighting and warfare. Sword play developed during the 16th century as a sport rather than as means of survival. Fencing featured in the first modern Olympics of 1896 and has appeared ever since.
Fun fact, I've always had an affinity for fencing.
Oh God.
I've never done it.
I want to do it.
I've always had
we should find somewhere here and see.
They got a Y?
I don't know. They might have one somewhere.
Look at the MPS rec book. It's everything in there.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll go in there.
I just want to go in there and yelling on God at everybody.
Fencing the shit out of motherfuckers.
On God!
Sweet!
On God!
So who let these niggas in here?
Yeah, fencing always been.
We in there fighting like they Star Wars lightsabers and shit.
I gotta hit a ting ting ting. Like I was a fan of the Three Musketeers and shit like that. Like Now get with the sword shit.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
I feel like I saw like black people taking over fencing now too.
Huh?
Oh hell yeah,
I
we
would not
just
be
take over
surprised.
everything.
Motherfucker moving quick as shit.
Hell yeah, mad as a motherfucker.
Can't hit the motherfucker.
Definitely using the hard ERs.
Oh boy,
Well,
fencing
that's-
is usually like people with money.
I'm sure they ain't let us in it because like give a black person a weapon. Like
Oh yeah,
even a blunt tip one.
we gonna use it.
It's too dangerous.
What else do we have? Subscribe to our show. We're on YouTube live
Yes,
every
indeed.
week.
For sure.
Every
Hey.
Tuesday.
Welcome.
Around 6:45, 7 p.m. What time we get started today? Like 6:50? Yeah.
yeah, around that
about
time.
that, round
Yeah.
about. You know.
We there. If you subscribe, then you'll know automatically when we start.
Exactly.
Right.
Hit that bell.
Mm-hmm.
Bing.
It's send you a push notification as soon as it comes through.
Indeed.
And then you see our lovely faces.
Yep. You always stay up to date with Tech File.
There you go. We are also available in audio form. So that means
Mhm.
in your whatever podcast app
Voices
you use.
only.
Barry
Here
White
come
voice.
this ASMR ass nigga.
Quiet storm.
You got to hear the voice.
TEC. What TECK where 69 is fine.
TECK radio 69.9, where 69 is fine.
Hey.
It ain't been that long. You forgot?
He
I
forgot all about
I
it.
sure forgot.
That was your shit.
I know something. We need to bring that.
We
Nah,
can't-
I know we can't. God damn it.
We gotta hit these players up.
Yeah. We
Hey,
do.
can we use your music,
Exactly,
bro? We
man.
found your music. We're
That's
gonna put it on the
enough,
podcast. Can you not take us down?
Yeah, do that. Slide
Do you
some
own the
DMs.
rights to your music?
Anyway, you can catch us in video and podcast form where you listen or watch. Game that needs a name.
Game that needs a name.
We can go back to that old reliable, like name players from a specific sports franchise. So we did the Bucks already. Did we do the Lakers yet?
I thought we
Fuck
did.
'em.
Maybe.
Oh,
shit.
I'm
Oh.
about to say
Hey,
2023
hey.
NBA playoffs teams. Shit.
It's only 16 of them.
Shit. You be surprised how fast a nigga forget.
Yeah, after the first one.
And then you can't repeat.
Okay.
That's-
All right,
yeah, we can do that. That's cool.
And be real
It
quick.
was your idea, so you start.
Okay.
Then this nigga over here,
Pains me to say. Milwaukee Bucks.
Lakers,
Miami Heat,
Golden State Warriors.
Clippers,
Memphis Grizzlies,
Phoenix Suns.
New York Knicks,
Cleveland Cavaliers.
Atlanta Hawks.
Dallas Mavericks. Ah, fuck. What the fuck? Why the fuck? did I
Y'all
say
put 'em
Dallas?
out.
Exactly.
Boston Celtics,
Philadelphia 76ers.
Brooklyn Nets.
Blank.
That
Damn.
might be all of them.
Was that all of them?
Damn. Oh.
I won.
All right. God damn it. It was harder than it
No,
was.
because you know when it's coming at you fast,
Yeah.
pause. It you gotta remember the shit.
It's the quad.
All right. Well, that's the intro. Let's get to the shits.
We can hit smooth rap. 1 or 2.
All right. So we will get into the playoffs, but first we got to send a shout out to the first ever Michael Jordan NBA MVP.
Congratulations.
Mr. Joel Embiid from the Philadelphia 76ers. Came in first place, winning his first MVP award after finishing second the last 2 years.
Brown for all the Philly fans.
Yeah, congratulations. Deserved.
What they say, Tim?
Here, nigga, damn.
Ah. My man can't even ignore it.
I'm like, shit.
My man can't even ignore
Hell
it.
no, it was the first comment too. Here, nigga, damn. I was like, yeah,
That's funny.
yeah, because they even had to put a little caveat in there, like he was the runner-up for multiple seasons. Runner-up for multiple seasons, and now he finally got his. He finally broke through and got his MVP.
Mm.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, man.
Yeah, I won't hate.
I think I caught that before the season, so I'm taking my victory lap there. Jokic came in second, and Giannis came in third.
Okay.
Tatum and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander rounded out the top
Word?
5.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Shai just beat out Mitchell.
I mean, that nigga was hooping this year.
Yeah, he was super.
He had a nice stretch throughout the season where he was clowning, dog. Like that's kind of where my focus kind of went. That's what kind of like when he was on that stretch run. I had him on my one of the fantasy teams I had. I was like, this motherfucker hooping. Let me try to tune into a couple. Dude, just they can't stop him. Well,
Yeah.
Somebody did, but you get the sentiment.
Yeah, no, they got they have a fun little team in Oklahoma City. Next year they get Chet back.
I can't wait to see him
a
hoop.
million draft picks. So
I cannot wait to see Chet hoop. I'm getting a Chet jersey too.
Okay.
What they need? They got a center. They got a guard.
I mean, they deep at every position, honestly, because they keep drafting.
Yeah.
So,
and they drafting well.
Their team huge too.
Because you got Jalen
honestly,
Williams.
I think they need more size in the front court. Like they're really good on the wings. Like Chet is kind of slight for a big.
Yeah.
But then the other bigs are like the other Jalen Williams,
Mm-hmm.
who's like 6'9" and can't really jump.
So they need a
Jeremiah,
or they need a Poeltl or a Kessler type.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how they want to play, but I think they just like similar to Brooklyn, where they have like Claxton, where it's like he's tall, but he's not necessarily big.
Mhm.
Like you need somebody with a little bit of heft to you, like
Okay.
to them.
Yeah.
Go pick up Robin Lopez.
They also need somebody good. No offense, Robin.
Oh, well,
He's like 35.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so Embiid actually ran away with it. He got 73 of the 100 first
Damn.
place
Oh,
votes.
damn. Okay. Well deserved though.
Jokic had 15, Giannis had 12. Nobody else got any first place votes.
Okay.
They also who the fuck? Sorry. They all got all the second place vote. Well, they split the second. They split the second place votes between the three of them.
Mhm.
But somebody voted Jason Tatum third place. I'm assuming came at the expense of Giannis. Or maybe not. I don't know. Shit. Like, these numbers look weird because like Tatum got a third place vote, but then Giannis, Embiid, and Jokic, none of them got fourth or fifth place vote. So like one of them had to have gotten left off of the ballot altogether for that to have happened. I'm gonna dig into that. We're gonna look and see. But anyway, Embiid's team was actually the first one to advance to the second round. I think we talked about that last week. They sweep. They swept Brooklyn. It's ain't as easy as you make it look, Camille. They swept Brooklyn 4-0. Although Embiid did go out. Well, he missed game 4 of that series and game 1 of the second round series with a sprained knee, I believe. He's day-to-day at this point. They hope to have him back for game 2. But he can take his time because Philly won game 1 against Boston, who beat Atlanta in 6 games. Janet Jackson had to reschedule a concert because the Hawks forced the game 6. But then they promptly shit the bed. So
yeah, that canceling them scheduling the Janet Jackson concert on a possible game.
That's low-key bogus.
Bro, like who somebody got fired.
Well, to be fair, like they do that because like they don't want to miss no money. So it's like if we're not playing, then like we need somebody in this arena. Like if the Bucks would have forced Game 6, they would have forced. I think New Edition had a concert in Miami that night.
That's not Janet Jackson.
Well, that's
like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know.
They'll be like, "Hey, I will hit New Edition with a sorry." Like, hey, no offense.
As a person,
but Janet Jackson, bro.
But if you was going though, like you make accommodations for a certain night. Some people probably was flying in, flying out for the concert, all that type of shit. Now you telling me it's something different.
And it's a Janet concert, so if anything, they probably like they ain't finna cancel Janet.
You thought?
Like, damn, because that was the first thing I thought of. I was like, NBA money versus Janet's star power.
But I mean, like, also, I would imagine that when they book those events, it's like
it was a possibility.
Like, if you book for this amount, then you can't get bumped. If you book for this amount, you can get bumped to another night if we have a basketball game. So, like, I would imagine like that's written in the contract. It's not like they just
Mike Tyson, like it.
Mike Tyson did what? It's not like they, they just book it all willy nilly, like they contracts and shit. Anyway, Philly beat the Celtics in game 1 without Joel Embiid. James Harden went crazy.
No Jimmy today.
No Jimmy. No. Somebody gotta say Jimmy, man.
I knew it.
I ain't even ready for all that.
I know.
James Harden dropped 45?
Mm-hmm.
Hit the dagger 3 at the end. That man.
Hey, Horford played good defense too.
He was hooping like it was a regular season game. This man was out here.
Like he sized him up with his patented size up, and then he did his step back. Horford was right there, like left hand side and everything. He was there, bro.
He was just locked in. He put the team on his back.
Yeah, he did. Like he looked like Houston James Harden.
Yeah, he definitely did. When he came down with the crossover, came to the bucket, I was like, oh, we've seen this before. God damn, I was like, yeah, he cooking, bro.
So it's only a plus for them if Joel. Yeah, it's gonna be a plus because they're gonna need his help because it's still a long.
Is he
series.
ruled out for game 2 yet?
They haven't made a decision.
Oh, okay.
But they got a nice deep squad that plays defense too.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Philly. Shit. I've watched it like towards the end of the season. The game I've caught more Philly games. I don't know why. Towards the end of the season, than damn near Bucks games.
I don't know. Watching that game last night, there was not much defense being played, at least for the majority of that game.
I would say it was 117 to 115 ain't a bad. It ain't
compared to some of the other scores,
you barely over 100 still. So like that's gonna be a good series. It's gonna be a good series.
I mean, it should be like it really sucks that Embiid is out, and whenever he comes back, he'll be limited.
Mm-hmm.
But that happens every year. It seems like.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But excuse me. To your point about Horford and his defense, they ran 16 pick and rolls with Horford involved. Philly scored 28 points.
Yeah, on
16 possessions. So like, whatever he was doing was ineffective. Or Harden was just on one.
Because that's only 4 points that they left on the table.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like if
you can't just go on 2.
Yeah. Like 1.75 points per possession, which is astronomical. Like
every time you come up the court, it's a bucket.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Can't win games like that.
Who did you guys pick for this series?
Who do I have for this? I don't know if I made a selection for this. Did I?
I thought it was Boston.
Yeah, I don't think we actually did, man. So what is your prediction for the series?
If they don't have Embiid come back, then I got.
Nah, we don't do caveats. Just pick one.
I'm going Boston. Still.
I'm in my hater bag. So whichever outcome is more embarrassing is what I'm rooting for. And given that Embiid is hobbled, if Boston loses to this team, come have a seat with me. So I'm gonna go with Philly. I'm gonna go with Philly.
I'll save a seat for you.
Plus, we know Doc will trick it off later. So,
oh goodness,
damn,
Doc.
I'm gonna go with Philly.
Okay.
I'm just thinking about the rest of the bracket right now, and just like whoever wins this series, they all have to either play New York or how about Miami.
I mean, shit, they get injured and get stronger. I don't know.
Dude,
I don't know if that's necessarily bad.
Each game. Goodness. Fair enough, though.
So you said Philly?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So and backing up after the first round, Tim, you're 4 for 4 on your picks.
Okay.
Camille, Ken, and myself are all tied at 6 and 2.
Hey,
we all got a loss for that Bucks one because across the board we had them.
Yeah.
I don't remember what my other.
I had Sacramento.
I think I might have picked
Memphis.
And yeah, your boys didn't believe, man.
Actually, I think I had Sac. Yeah, I think I went Sac at the end.
That was, they forced game 7. That was a good ass series. That was a good
We can go there.
Yeah.
So the Warriors beat the Kings 4-3.
Mm-hmm.
Warriors went up 3-2 after we had our episode last week, but then Sacramento came out and played a great game 6.
Dude,
great game.
They just needed to keep it together for just 4 straight. Or not 4 straight, but just 4 of them. They just needed to keep it together.
Mm-hmm.
They had some collapses too because they was up a couple times. Like they had, and then they got blown out. So it's like they had just keep it together for 4 of them.
And like I hate that we always automatically go to what somebody did wrong because like even after that series, it's like, man, Sabonis got outplayed by Looney. It's like, why can't it be Looney outplayed Sabonis? Like Looney was hooping. Like why is it always like
my man turned to Reggie Evans?
That man's trash. Like
he's getting all the boards, bro.
Yeah, he had 3 games of 20 plus plus rebounds in that series.
4-1-4.
Yeah.
Also, I like how Steph was like, "Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got y'all," and everybody else was like, cool, and just didn't show up for game 7.
Don't worry about it. I got you. All right. You said you got it.
Say less, my guy.
Mark, MVP and Celtics 76 ers.
Welcome, Mark. Make sure you're on time next time.
Here you go.
Also, we hating this week.
They're hating.
We hating this week. No, but like, bravo to the Kings on a fantastic
great
season.
season. Shout out to Mike Brown too, man.
Congrats, Coach of the Year.
Mike Brown, unanimous Coach of the Year. De'Aaron Fox, unanimous Clutch Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
Two All-Stars, likely one in the possible All-NBA players.
Mm-hmm.
Like Keegan Murray looks like he's gonna be a good pro. Like they put together a good team, and like sky's the limit for them going forward. I'm really happy for Kings fans because they 18 years of not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
One trade, bro.
And they showed the fuck up and showed the fuck out.
Hell yeah.
In round one. Like that felt like Arco Arena.
Yeah. It was
although those cowbells are annoying as hell. Like I saw one where they had like
I need more cowbell.
The Warriors GM was in the stands and you just see like this jackass behind him just like ringing the cowbell like right behind his head.
I seen that.
The dynasty starts after. Yeah, we'll get to Dylan Brooks. Trust me. Actually, we're there now.
We need a fuck 'em drop.
All right, we'll lay out. Go ahead.
Fuck 'em.
Flip it.
I need some more emphasis on the uck.
All right.
Fuck 'em. There we go.
That's the one you want.
I was gonna say that's the one you want to go.
No,
that sounded all forced and shit.
Yeah, let's go with the forced. Well, I gotta sound forced. Goddamn.
I mean, you was Paul Pierson it on that one.
Don't ever put my name and that nigga name together. Fuck him.
Unless it's a fucking between us.
Exactly. There you go.
Paul George. Hey, listen, I let it slide.
My bad.
Hey.
Well, I don't like Pierce or George.
No, I said like unless you put a fucking in between, unless like Paul Pierce fucking
shit. All right. Yeah.
Say love
Anyway, what were we talking about? Why were we talking about Paul Pierce?
I don't know.
He wanted to have a fuck him drop because he was talking about Dylan Brooks.
There we go. Thank you. We back on track. Lakers defeated the Grizzlies 4 games.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And moving on.
Oh, it's cool.
No, what you get your shit off.
No, the quickest we get out of here, you know, we 2 of us in this room have a team to watch.
So you do want to throw shots. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
But no, dude, Steph Curry is fucking terrifying, my nigga. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I ain't too much worried. I was like, we can handle. But like, when game 7, bro, like if he coming out like that, bro, like
in the shoes,
that's unguardable, bro. I don't care what defense scheme you think you can do. When he's that hot, bro, ain't nothing you can do, bro. You just got to take it like, God damn. That's terrifying, bro.
Yeah, he dropped 50 in Game 7.
Yeah.
Which is the most points in NBA history in a Game 7.
That's terrifying.
I was talking about that today. One of my coworkers was like, who you got? Golden State or Los Angeles? I'm like, the issue is, who the hell they going to have chasing around Steph?
Yeah, it's just that's gonna be their only job.
Got to chase around Clay. Like Clay ain't really running around like that, but you still got to guard them.
He in the corner. Oh shit!
Who's gonna guard Jordan Poole when he comes in?
Jordan Poole gonna guard Jordan Poole.
I was just gonna say he ain't been doing shit. Where he been?
Like AD, because he was like, I can't wait to see Draymond versus AD. I'm like, AD gonna get his shit off. Like Draymond really ain't got shit for him. But I'm like, at some point during this series, Draymond gonna get suspended and AD might get hurt.
Come on, dog. Don't put that in the atmosphere, B. What's wrong with this nigga? Knock on wood, everybody. What's wrong with this guy?
I mean, law of averages say that both of those outcomes are
because Draymond gonna guard AD and Draymond gonna do some shit. He can't help himself.
Here's my thing. Like, as much as Draymond's an annoying asshole, he is a great defender.
He is.
And
he does shit.
AD isn't necessarily the most forceful player. Like, he's tall, he's big.
But he don't bang.
But it's not like he's gonna overpower Draymond, which isn't that easy to do
anyway,
even for powerful players. So like, I think that Draymond has a really good chance of, like, in a one-on-one situation, like that's not gonna be advantage AD.
Yeah,
most of the time. But the thing is, like, I try to get away from like, line them up and see like, is this player better? I think it's more so like they can devote a lot more attention to AD. Like even if that was like a advantageous matchup, you know what I'm saying? Like they can kind of guard. Like it's AD and LeBron really. Like, can you count on Reeves to do what he does night in, night out? Rui, can you count on him?
Season though.
Vando,
he's the most consistent.
I would say Reeves out of
he's the most consistent.
It's like D'Lo, Schroeder, like these are guys that you can kind of help. Like honestly, it's Jordan Poole again. Like these are guys that you can kind of count on. They might beat themselves, so it's kind of like sell out to.
D'Lo had a decent series though.
He did. Can he do it again?
See, my thing always with LeBron was that Bron was always the type of player to carry you to the end. Like he's hit his clutch shots. He's had his moments at the end of games where he just puts the nail in the coffin. Sure, but I've always said that Bron's biggest trait and strength that's overlooked quite often is the fact that no matter what, he'll keep you in the game. Like he's gonna do everything he can offensively. If he needs to step it up defensively, if he have to pass, if he have to go ahead and shoot, whatever. Like so, with this team has his back to where he don't have to put up 10 threes if he don't want to. You have shooters.
You got
now.
enough people.
I don't think he can.
But he will if he need to.
Right. Like I think that his turbo button. Like he used to be able to like hold down the turbo button. Like now it's like he got to be judicious. Like when he really takes over, you know what I'm saying? So
he do it
like,
when he needs to.
When people were talking about like when Dylan Brooks said that dumbass shit about like I don't respect anybody that don't give me 40, and people like, well, LeBron going for 40 next game. I'm like, I don't think so. Like because he don't do it sustained over
the team all
that
the
too.
time.
But like he don't do it sustained over the course of the 48 anymore, which is kind of what you need to go for 40. But like. He's definitely going to like. He's still going to dominate the game in ways that don't involve necessarily like HB dives to the rack like he used to. He can still do it. He can still pull it out occasionally, but like again, like he picks his spots a lot more now, and he leans on his teammates and like I think he even had a quote where he's like, I tell them just go out and hoop. Like I'll take care of the X's and O's. Like I'm gonna set you up. Just play your game. Do what you do. And I feel like he's leaned a lot more into that now than. Individual takeover.
Yeah,
that always has been his.
He make players around him better.
Like I need shooters. They got shooters. I need a couple guys on the wing that can defend just in case. They got that. If I need to go ahead and rebound board, I need to go ahead and put you in the right spot. I'm not going to defend my guy. Y'all can fuck out of here with that. I'm not defending him, but I'm going to yell at him, tell him get over here next time. And next time he'll be defended.
Y'all can tell me if I'm wrong because again, like they kept following the Bucks, so I ain't watched that much of their first round series. But like I think that. His defense has been a little bit more engaged in the playoffs, right?
LeBron's? Yeah, definitely. Especially in like, closeout games or, down the stretch, especially in the fourth quarter. Like, what it seems like is that he been taking either the second quarter or the third quarter off. Like, he'll start off super strong, and then second quarter, you'll see him fizz out. He'll let somebody else cook like AD could. Then in like the third quarter, after halftime, he'll go on fire. Then he'll disappear until like the final stretch of the fourth game.
To be fair, that makes sense because if you take the second quarter off, you got halftime, so you got a quarter plus half to kind of recuperate. If you say he on fire in the third quarter, it makes sense because he feel like he just started the game all over again. Come on,
halftime,
and he ran all of that gas out by the end of the third quarter. Sit his ass down at the beginning of the fourth.
I'm good.
Yeah, last five
had to get refueled.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that's not.
It works.
Yeah, that makes sense.
As long as AD is doing what he's doing, as long as all the role players are in the places they need to be, like I'm confident that we'll beat the Warriors.
Because y'all got Bron, that's what still makes this.
Yeah. Anytime you got LeBron out on the floor, like that's always a winning advantage.
But another point that Bron made is like about defending Steph or defending like Warriors in general is like you can't make mistakes. Like you gotta be sound. You gotta make sure that you're in your spots. You gotta make sure that you're communicating on defense because like one messed up rotation, one botched switch, like you dead in the water. So it's like
we found our spot.
Unfortunately, I can see us getting blown out one game.
Probably
this series. One game this series.
30?
No, I'm gonna say 20. 2025. It ain't gonna be super nasty. I ain't gonna say,
but that game may be a light show.
Yeah, that might be the game. It was like, all right, we just ain't have it tonight. But then next game, we like, yo, we gotta fix everything.
It's gonna be one
of them games that literally everything they throwing up falling. It's like they're having a Warriors game. We can't defend this shit.
They're having a Miami game.
Yeah, it's like it's going to happen. So I know that's going to happen at least one time, but I'm still confident that we'll bounce back and that we have the right personnel in place for us to beat the Warriors in a 7-game series, and it's going to take 7 games.
I will say, though,
Lakers in 7.
Yeah.
To Mark's point, for him to say, I don't respect nobody unless they put 40 on me and get 40 ball the last game.
Fuck them.
And now you ain't got no team.
Fuck them. Under any circumstances, correct?
The team put
Your
your employer said this nigga can never come back. Don't ask, don't tell, don't know. Ain't no way in hell he coming back here.
Hilarious,
just so y'all know, ain't no signing trades because he won't be here.
But
That's funny.
just to be clear, so the general manager of the Grizzlies was quoted as saying, actually no, he wasn't quoted as saying that. It was leaked that they're not expected to bring Dylan Brooks back under any circumstances. What he was quoted as saying was that they're going to take a look at like all the shit talking, all the kind of immature act, like that stuff won't be back next year. People kind of read between lines and like, oh, you talking about Dylan? So
The other sounds better. I'm sorry.
so yeah, Dylan Brooks was even quoted as saying like he wants a bigger role, which
what?
that nigga is delusional.
I was just like what you gonna do, bro?
That is delusional.
This is Josh
if
team.
you want a bigger role on a basketball team, you are not going to be an NBA player next year.
I was like, what are you talking about, bro?
And to be,
They ain't coming to see you.
fair,
No.
the issue was they started tearing him apart on like he blamed the media, but all they were doing was stating facts,
Repeating what he said.
and repeating what you were saying. But like all of his stats was the worst in the playoffs, bro. Like
All
I can
this
see
shit, all this nigga, fuck you, dude.
talking
Fuck 'em,
crazy
bro.
to Brian, staring him down. Like
Fuck 'em.
yeah,
Whoop that trick, fuck him.
everybody says the bulletin board material. Yes. And to an extent, just as athletes or competitors at one point or another, like we've had like, oh bro, like just make some shit up, like some not some Jordan shit, but on some Jordan shit, like just in your head, like, no, that motherfucker ain't finna do no shit like that. Or
Yeah.
He talking shit.
but he really was like,
So like here's one thing about Dylan Brooks, right? So like he talked all that shit all year. He said he poked bears, and he does. But when all that shit blew up in his face, like then he was quiet.
Exactly.
And it's like that scary ass quote from Michael Jordan when he was in The Last Dance with the baseball bat, like it take a big man to talk shit when it's 0-0 or when you down. Like anybody can talk shit when you up. And like that's always been a rap on this iteration of the Grizzlies, where it's like they a bunch of front runners. Dylan Brooks
I'd rather say Big Shots nigga.
Damn. Well, he can't say that.
I know. I said it wrong. That's what I'd rather say.
But yeah, they a bunch of front runners, and it's like that was some suck ass shit. Like to not
facts.
You got. If you talk all that shit when you up, you gotta own it when you
he
down.
ain't skip an
Like
interview.
even Ja was at least like they asked him about like we good in the West. He's like, yeah, I said it, so like I don't mind it. Like if it get thrown back in my face, like what can I say? Like
My man didn't skip an interview, not one,
I think he might have skipped out on one
until the end.
Yeah, I think it was like the last game.
The last again before that he ain't skipped an interview.
Like Dylan Brooks hit Ryan in the nuts, stopped talking to the media, then claimed that the media was making him a villain when like he was purposely being a villain all year.
Exactly.
Leaned into it, came dressed as Stone Cold.
We talked about it two months ago, where it's like, yeah, I like it. Like we got villains again, and like now you want to act like everybody else made that, not you. Like,
why does Golden State hate you? The media. LA don't fuck with you.
Like the worst part of all this is that motherfucker made Draymond Green look like a damn prophet. Because what Mark say? The dynasty starts after you, not with you.
That's nuts.
That's a tough look. That's a tough look, my guy.
That's nuts.
No
bro.
lie stated.
Hell no, that's nuts.
What my boy LA Knight say? That's not an insult. That's just a fact of life. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Grizz,
Prophet Draymond.
Yeah.
Ja still got to do some maturing, but like I think that they're still set up. Like they've drafted well. They have like their foundational pieces.
I was going back to
Did you
his
see
style
that
of play is reckless, bro.
Did you see that super clip of like him like flying through the lane set to the Hardy Boys theme music?
No, I gotta see
Boy,
that. I ain't
they
seen
done
it.
meme the hell out of this nigga, bro. My man's jumping off the top rope. He getting thrown off the Hell in the Cell by Taker.
Oh man,
Like they done memed him into oblivion, dog. They did him like kind of like they did Chris Paul and
when he got crushed.
Steph.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he hit him with the 1-2s, laying down there, Simba shaking him and shit. Like they done caught Ja. They done caught Ja. But he did remind me of like a young Wade, young Rose with the way he just kind of moves his body around.
He's always on the ground.
But
so you said Lakers in 7.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got?
You say Triple J to MKE? Bro, he ain't going nowhere. They're not trading him, bro.
Well, he did say like shout out. He said something like shout out to Memphis or something like made it seem like he was leaving for some reason. Which
I seen that.
I think we just misinterpreted, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think he retweeted something in the morning after he saw everybody was like, what he's talking about.
I don't know. Wait, who you got?
I'll go with the Lakers. I'll give them the 7.
Okay.
Do I not want the Warriors to repeat, or do I want to hate on these?
Any
That's
chance
quite the conundrum.
you get, niggas want to hate on us.
Because I mean, if anybody,
I'm hating on everybody. Like, don't feel special.
I'm not gonna hold you.
Man.
If
You're not
anybody was to
unique in
win it
this.
right now, I would prefer it to either be Miami because they beat us, or Golden State.
Why Golden State?
Boo.
Give them another one.
Boo. We've seen it.
Phoenix ain't gonna make it.
We've seen this show.
Hate. I don't want to see Klay Thompson counting the 5 on his fingers.
If Miami don't do it, it'll happen.
I would rather see Denver win it. Just because everybody would be mad about that.
Jokic get catching the ring.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
No, I ain't get MVP, but I got the ring.
It makes sense.
Basically following the Giannis blueprint.
Yeah, it makes sense.
We can go there. So Denver, they tricked off game 4 when they could have swept Minnesota, but they did take care of it in 5, I believe.
Mhm.
And the Suns beat up a depleted Clippers team.
Yeah.
Although Russ, shout out to him. I think we shouted him
he
out
was
last
balling.
week, but he was getting his shit off.
He
Like
was.
I'm glad he got his little redemption arc.
Mhm.
You can tell
I
he's
would
happy.
imagine that he's back with the Clippers next year, but it will be interesting to see.
Then he put up like 37 in the last game or some shit like that.
Yeah, but that was without Kawhi and
Mhm.
Paul
Right, but I'm
George,
saying,
so
like,
it's
somebody had to put the bitch up.
Yeah.
no, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't
super
think it's
great,
necessarily like where it's like this will be repeated next year when they have all their guys back. Although, given their injury history, like I don't know if you can count on that.
Yeah.
But I think that he's shown enough, and he obviously wants to be in LA. Like, it seemed to be a good fit for him. So,
Yeah, I'm happy for him.
And how many?
As long as they lose against us, that's all I
How many more years you got left on this contract? Or was this?
he a free agent. Remember, he got bought out.
Yeah, interesting. Because I'm just thinking about the way he ended with the Clippers in this playoff run. Like, he really did restore some value to him, I believe. And I feel like more teams will be interested now than they were 2 months ago.
Yes, for sure.
Mhm.
I think my only pushback is that, again, by the end, it was OKC Russ because it was him.
Yeah, they have nobody.
It was him and Norm Powell. Like,
Eric
I don't know how
Gordon was, shooting.
it was him and Norm Powell, like, kind of leading that team and scoring. So
Yeah.
it's like, how many situations is it where he can be like the ball dominant, everything runs through me, Russ? Probably not many. So like, he still has to be kind of more of a complementary piece going forward, which I don't know if we got a long enough runway with Kawhi and Paul George to see like if that was like if that's the fit for him. But I think we saw enough to where like they're at least gonna be willing to run it back. I don't know. We'll
That's
see.
quite the decision.
I think we got months to decide. So the Nuggets are actually up 2-0 over the Suns in round 2.
You said 2?
Oh
yeah, they are.
Yeah, they won game 2 last night.
And then Chris Paul
Sorry,
was hurt,
going
right?
back to Minnesota, when they got eliminated, Anthony Edwards threw a chair. He had 2 women that worked at the arena. He's been charged with assault.
Jesus.
Did you see the video?
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't see it.
he clearly wasn't intending
Nah,
to hit.
yeah,
him.
of course not.
He
He
was
just
looked
mad
it
and
up
threw a chair.
But you know,
But
Where they get hit at,
you
though?
eat, bro.
Where they get hit at? In the face?
No,
Oh,
lower body, I believe.
Oh, okay. I was like, if it was headshots, like, God damn.
I couldn't even see them in the video, but I'm
This
like,
ain't WWE.
yeah, this what it is. This ain't a Vince McMahon
I mean,
production.
like, again, like whether whatever your intent was, like you're still responsible for your
Yeah,
actions.
exactly.
and
You
the
throwing
consequences
chairs.
of
Yeah,
them.
you
So
shouldn't have done it.
it's like,
Damn. Well,
yeah, don't do
he'll
that.
learn from it.
Yeah, I mean, he's 21,
Yeah.
22, something
Yeah,
like that.
so-
So
He's
he'll
still
learn.
that
He'll be
young?
better.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
This is year 3.
He was drafted in 20. So yeah,
Yeah.
he's a pandemic draft. Baby.
Drafted.
So yeah, Suns are up. I mean, Suns are down 2-0. Chris
Mhm.
Paul actually strained his groin and will be reevaluated in a week,
Damn.
which
Missing
means that he
games.
could miss three
They said
through
he's
5.
out 3 through 5.
At least. Which again, like AD, like MB, like it seems like every year, and I'm like every year, like it's something.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks, bro. Like the best year he had was the year that they made it to the finals because he was even then throughout that he was kind of in
I
and
was
out.
saying he got COVID in the Western Conference Finals. He got injured in that Lakers series. Like it's always. I mean, he's an old 6-foot guard. Like the body can only handle so much. And it sucks. And like I think when they made the trade, I'm like, I get it. Like they have those 4 3.5 stars on their team, but like they have to stay healthy for 2 straight months.
Mm-hmm.
And then KD immediately gets injured. And then he goes back for the playoffs, and now Chris Paul's hurt.
Yeah.
So they're behind the 8 ball now, but they're going home. Denver did what they had to do, took care of their business.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time for the Suns to try to do the same thing. But it's a little bit different when it's campaign running the show and not Chris Paul.
And campaign can hoop. But
But like he's a backup point guard and now their backup point guard is question mark
Devin Booker.
I mean, really, Booker is their point guard, but I'm saying like somebody has to replace Chris Paul in that rotation. So you bump up Cameron Payne, and then you bring it in.
Torrey Craig will play more minutes.
I mean, Devin Booker got arrested at some point, so and KD's KD, but like he's never been like a point forward. Like he get buckets.
He can pass it. Like he's had some games, but
that ain't his role.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
your job is to get a
bucket
bucket.
up. Exactly. Bucket getter.
So we'll see. Injuries always suck.
Yeah, they do.
But they're a part of the game. You kind of got to live with it. So before the series, I had the Suns. But that was said in text, and it only counts if we say it on here. So I'm going to exercise that loophole.
Is she? This nigga here. All right. Loophole.
Yeah. Who y'all got?
I'm gonna go with Denver.
Yeah, I had Denver because I didn't believe in this Suns team anyway.
Any particular reason why, or are you just hating too?
Look, I think it's a lot of hate,
a little bit of column A,
a lot of hate. Yeah, a little bit of both. But yeah, no, I don't want to see them succeed, of course. But I just didn't think. I just thought it would take more than 1 year for them to gel and to get to to win a championship. Like as soon as he got traded, everybody championship. Oh, they won the championship. Like no, it's not. I didn't see it like
it
that.
Ain't 2K.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if any player is like a really plug and plug type player, it would be
it would be KD. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But it's everybody else too. You know what I mean? Like he might be able to acclimate to that situation, but people got to get used to playing with him.
Mm-hmm.
Your shots done depleted.
Yeah.
Drastically.
You got a walking bucket out here. Like I can't shoot that motherfucker.
What you shooting for?
Exactly.
Give it to him.
I can't shoot.
That's why he here. Not for you to bypass, nigga. No, yeah. Plus, Denver they're not having chemistry issues.
They're not, but it's still something missing with them. Like
because
they're playing well.
Kind of boring.
They are.
That's why.
I don't know what. And I was watching them, and I was just like, it's something about this team. Like I'm not, and I was like, I'm sitting here talking about. It's like I'm not hating. But it was something about this team. Like, I don't see it.
You don't, but you didn't understand how Joker get 34 either.
I'm watching him. I'm like,
you watched the whole game.
My nigga.
And all of a sudden, out the blue.
I was like, bro, he be cooking, but how?
And it'd be just random. He'd be doing like the old man trick shots. Just behind the back.
I'm like, my
let me get a real scoop real quick.
My man's is not athletic, bro.
And it'd be dropping. That bitch be dropping.
And
He
he
be out
dribble
there-
like somebody that can't dribble, but he has total ball control.
And
Like
then
it looked like he'd be like
roll.
slapping at the ball, but he got that motherfucker on the string.
That pick and roll with because he took up so much room. I think that's the biggest thing. Like Joker takes up a lot of space. That's a wide body, bro. And he's the first one up there on the pick and roll.
Yeah.
And then
He
they
rolling
immediately
down, yeah.
he's shuffling at the key. He's posting you up at the key to post you up to the middle of the paint.
I will say, and it ain't just Jokic. They gotta start calling it illegal screens. Them motherfuckers, they be
grabbing.
moving.
They be grabbing. They be leaning into it.
Right. It's like they hit the screen, they just walking right with them.
Like I was like, that was always a moving screen.
Right. Like y'all want to call every little charge in the paint, but like
Charges
every
been
damn
ridiculous.
screen is a legal screen. Like it's like holding in the NFL. Like you can call it on every play.
You could.
Yeah.
You truly could.
But like that's the thing. Like it opens up so much. Like for the offense, like if you can get like the Warriors' whole scheme is predicated on illegal screening. Like Von Looney is like the greatest illegal
Grab you, bro. Hold on, bro. Don't shoot, Steph. Like, dog, get your hands off me.
Anyway, I was just thinking about that because I saw like a clip somebody posted, and I'm like, "Wow, this is beautiful basketball." And the first thing you see is like Jokic moving on the screen, and that opens up everything that happened after that. I'm just like, "All right, you got it."
My man's not had no facial expression when he hoop either. He just be out there zombie, bro.
He'll smile.
Man.
He'll throw a smile every now
I'll
and
say
then.
this nigga put up 30 points and just look. I'm like,
He
what
the new
the
Tim
fuck,
Duncan.
bro?
I fuck with Joker, dog. Like the Denver team, they are boring, but they are efficient.
Yeah.
Really, like Jokic in the paint. You got Aaron Gordon. If you ever want to get off, like he just start dunking on motherfuckers.
He still got the booms.
I forgot what game I was. The Philly game.
Mm.
When he dunked somebody. He had somebody on his hip and banged on him. Right. When he did that, it was kind of like light bulb. I'm gonna start dunking. It's like his next 4 buckets was all dunks, bro.
Like, this is what I do.
I was like, yep. Let me go ahead and prize pick second half. Aaron Gordon.
That's like Wiggins
Stupid
last year in the playoffs when he just realized like, oh, I can go get rebounds. That's allowed. Like he really said that. He's like, oh yeah, I just learned that I can. He didn't say I just learned I can rebound, but like it was essentially I just learned I can rebound. Because they're like, why you ain't been doing this before? He's like, I don't know. And then he was getting like double-digit rebounds all finals.
He was supposed to, the athleticism still there. Like everything that was touted about him to be the number 1 overall guy. He was supposed to be
Kobe, right?
He was supposed to be a generational talent. Like he was the most hyped player at the time that he was getting hyped up. He was the most hyped since LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
And the mixtapes that they was putting out for this nigga was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Just never put 2 left feet.
I mean, he's put it together with Golden State, but like that's the thing. Like I think it's personality. Like to be like the dude on a team, like you got to have a certain type of personality. You got to want it.
Yeah.
And you got to want it to a degree where it's like, fuck all of y'all. I'm
putting this on
taking
my
this shit.
shoulder.
Right. And he has more of a passive. Like I hate even having these conversations, but like he has more of a passive personality, and like he fits more as a role player. He's just a super role player because like he's the most athletic dude on the court
at all times.
And he's fine with just like, oh, I'm gonna chill out here, and then you need some defense. All right, I got you.
I'm like, I'm up
you
real
need some
quick.
rebounds.
I got 7 of those. Hold on.
I need a bucket every once in a while, cool. But like if you gotta depend on him to be like your number 1 dude every possession, you're not built for that. And you saw what happened in Minnesota.
Well,
which is also probably why Minnesota kept paying him, because they're like, we see the shit.
We just need you to bring it out.
We just put it on the court. It's there. We see you in practice. I feel you. Yeah, we there, bro. You ducked long enough.
Are there any more
No,
series
you
that
ducked
we
long
can
enough.
talk about?
You buxed out.
Oh no, we got the Cavs.
Here you go.
The Cavaliers lost to the Knicks 4-1. It honestly wasn't even that close.
Damn.
I was like, the Knicks more than any team confuse me, because like I'm not 100% sure what they do well, but they keep winning, and that's not even a shot really. But it's like their defense isn't what you would expect from a typical Tibbs defense, and like their offense has good numbers, but like they don't shoot a lot of threes. They don't really get to the bucket like that. Like they do, but
because
like
even Randall shoot, he shoot mid and threes all day.
It's like I'm not sure how they're doing it. Like Brunson is cold for sure.
Yeah, he be balling. Yeah, Josh Hart, shout out.
RJ Barrett is a nice complimentary piece. Honestly,
RJ Barrett is like the perfect encapsulation of my Knicks confusion because like I've watched RJ Barrett play for years. What does RJ Barrett do good?
He do a little bit of everything.
He helps you win.
He do a little bit of everything.
Like he don't really shoot that well. He don't really take over. Like he can't take you off the back. Like he does everything at like
he drives a lot.
A C+, B- level. Like across the like nothing like stands out as like, oh, he a shooter. Oh, he a facilitator. Oh, he's a defender. Oh, he's a defender. Oh, he gets to the rack. Oh, he gets to the line. Like I'm not like what's the elevator pitch on RJ Barrett? Like what's if you got 8 words or less?
He's a great all-around guard who has a bigger body. Right? He's a good all-around guard who has a big body. If he has the focus, he can defend well because he has a body type. He has the long range, rangy as fuck. Yeah. Or he has a nice mid-range, but he has the size also to take you to the rack. So he's he's 3 level, but he's just not a great. He's not great at anything. Right? No, he's above average for the most part, but then he's good altogether. It's kind of weird.
Again, it's like the team in not general, where it's like, I don't know. It's effective. I don't know how. I can't really pinpoint it.
I believe it. His size helps him a lot.
Right.
Because
just wait.
That's a big motherfucker, bro.
Just wait. There's more.
Eric been ducking.
Just wait.
You ain't missed him yet.
Get your popcorn ready.
Yeah. So again, Cavs bugaboo all year was their 5th starter. Bugaboo. They couldn't find one. They didn't find one in the playoffs. They got to.
That's because he's in Utah.
How many you got to give up something to get something?
You do.
But I don't think they knew they were giving up that because they wouldn't have gave up all them other pieces if they did. So the Knicks will play old rival Miami in the second round. Honestly, like
I got fight, boy, back in the 90s.
They did.
They used to be fight, bro.
More than choked out old sideline.
Van Gundy hanging from his leg.
No, don't do it.
Can you imagine like dragging a grown ass man by your leg?
That's nuts.
Because you big as hell.
What would make you think?
I ain't thinking about nothing.
As another grown ass man, for me to grab this grown ass man leg
and
just stop you. Like,
I've been there.
Oh shit.
I tried to I tried to stop somebody from getting their ass whooped.
So you grabbed the other guy's leg.
No. So it was at the time it was a friend of mine. Bro was big as shit, bodybuilder type shit. Like, and I already knew shit he could. He always could.
Yeah, T-Rex hard.
I knew he could.
He got T-Rex hard.
Now he just got big as fuck, and now he really out here fucking you up.
Oh shit!
Every punch just felt like a haymaker. And I knew that he was this type. And so bro was arguing, some dude was arguing with bro. I'm like, hey, you don't want to do that. I was like, hey, bro, come on. Let's not do this. No. He was like, watch out, Tim. Pick me up, move me. Hey, you got it, boss. Proceeded to fuck dude up and start dragging him across the club, punching him in his shit while he's dragging him. I tried to help you. But my man's moved me out the way. So
that's funny.
You had that ass whooping coming. He was zeroed in on you.
Tim got Van Gundy. Yeah. Miami is going to the second round because they beat the Bucks 4-1. Anyway, moving on.
What happened? Jimmy did honestly, what?
I made my piece last week. Like when they lost game 4, it was like, hey man, some shit broke. And by the time game 5 tipped off, I'm like, you know what? Maybe they can win 3 straight. But I wouldn't believe like at
that point you giving up hope.
Not necessarily gave up hope, but it was just like, hey man, if that's what this team is, like they're not winning the title anyway. So it's like, by the end of game 5, I'm just laughing. Like the fact that Jimmy hit that bullshit shot at the end of regulation.
That should have been called a push-off.
I mean, the 2-minute report said it was a foul on Pat. So
word,
take that for what you will.
How?
I just want to say, you Jimmy Butler, I'm any defender.
Yeah.
Foul.
Yeah. Jimmy got some. Oh my God, Jimmy got so many. Just
And I say that as somebody that roots for Giannis. Like, I know what a generous whistle looks like. That brother, you can't breathe on him.
Every time we play, that's why I didn't want to play Miami. I didn't want to play Toronto nor Miami.
I ain't worried about Toronto, but
they always have we have an issue with those teams though.
Well, I mean, like, so, and we kind of had to start this conversation last week. The Bucks, more than anything, like Miami played lights out. They couldn't miss from three.
Shit, God dang.
Jimmy went.
He started shooting threes.
Right, like pull up threes, like just like
off the bounce, step backs, fast break, step back three. What the fuck? I was like, dog, no way. They wasn't in Miami when I was there. They both was in the games were in Milwaukee, and then when I left Miami, they went down to Miami. I'm thankful though, because I was talking my shit after game 2, because they thought they was humble after game 1. They was like, oh yeah, we got you. Don't. Yeah, we know we snuck one. We got it all. Yeah, we'll see what happened in game 2. And we smoked their ass. I'm out there. Yeah, this what fuck we do. Talking big shit. This what fuck we do. Y'all got lucky game 1. Y'all got lucky game. I'm in the motherfucking casino and shit. Y'all got lucky playing blackjack. Give it to me. I'm out here geek, bro. I'm out here showing my ass. Like, hell yeah, this what the fuck we talking about. I'm glad my ass left before game 3. I was out of there.
That's funny.
They'd have been on my ass, bro. Jimmy was wild, bro. Like,
yeah. I mean, like it was a perfect storm of the Bucks shooting like they usually do in the playoffs, which is terrible. Miami playing above their heads. Giannis getting hurt, and the Bucks just losing their complete shit down the stretch in 2 straight games. Like, I don't get it. And I still don't get it. Like, what? Like, it's like the game turned to the 4th quarter, and then they all just go like G-ball, and nobody can hit a bucket.
Mm-hmm. So that was my setup when I was watching the game. See, big ass Milwaukee in the Heat shit. Then they had the Laker game up here, and they had but these tables are the blackjack tables while you can watch the game and get your drinks. Like, bro, talking shit.
Y'all been in the sports book at Pato yet?
Nah, I want to make a trip down there though.
No, not yet.
Anyway, yeah. So I don't know. I'm not ready to talk about the Bucks yet because, like,
I know.
Well, no, I'm not even like I'm scared to talk. It's just like I haven't
processed it. It's a big season. It's a big off season for us. It is.
It's like I don't know what. Like, I don't know how much of that is they ran to the wrong team at the wrong time, played with their food, and then got beat. Or if it's like, this is systemic, they need to
change coaches.
Not even that. And like, we'll get to that. But like, if this is the team for the next 2 years, like, is this going to be the outcome going forward? Like, are they a regular season team that can't get it done in the playoffs? Or is this kind of like we fucked up and we just got to be more focused next year, make some fringe moves, and we'll be back to championship favorite? Because I mean, like, what's more fluky, this outcome or 2021?
We lost 4 games to the 8th seed, but in the 6th time in NBA history. Like, I wouldn't call that fluky. I would call it an issue as a team.
No, I'm saying though, like, what's more, like, which one is the fluke? Are they the championship team of 21, or are they the team that gets knocked out in the playoff in the first round by 8 seed this year? Like, which one is the outlier? Because if it's this team is the outlier, then run it back and like you'll have better luck next year. If it's the championship team was actually the team that, I mean, if you look at the results, like, that's the only team that made it past the. Well, I guess the first team did. That's the only team that didn't flame out horribly in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the conference finals we flamed out against Toronto.
Yeah. And so it's like, if it's the championship team was actually the one, like, hey, y'all caught lightning in a bottle, y'all got an entire Miami team, you injured you caught an injured Brooklyn team, Atlanta took out Philly, and then Trey got hurt.
I was able to lost Giannis.
I get that. I'm just saying, like, what's the counter argument? Because, like, you kind of got to go through that exercise where it's like, okay, was it actually what we did, or is that we caught all these teams and got some luck? Which I mean, like, there's luck involved in every championship run, but like, you know, are you still that team, or are you this team that just got a lunch handed to them? I don't know, because like
it's some big decisions, bro.
You know, even in that championship run, there were still issues with like execution on offense in the half court.
Yeah, because Drew wasn't shooting well at all.
Drew has a worse effective field goal percentage in the postseason than Eric Bledsoe.
No, I knew. Oh, damn. Because the first playoff, I mean, our championship run, we was like, bro, if this the offense we was getting, like, we could have kept Drew Bledsoe. But his defense was better. His decision making was better. That was the biggest difference. He still turned that motherfucker over.
The defense was. I don't know about the decision making.
He still turned that motherfucker over, but it was at less frequency than Bledsoe. Bledsoe was just giving the shit. He did that last game, just giving the ball away. But that was less frequent than Bledsoe. So we was like, okay, if it's less frequent, that's better. That's still a plus.
Anyway, like his defense is more effective because he's bigger. He has more positional versatility. So like he's a better fit for what the Bucks need to do than Bledsoe was. But that doesn't mean that
everything else kind of canceled out.
Yeah, like that doesn't erase the fact that he's Bledsoean on offense in the playoffs.
So what do we need? Do we need a defensive point guard that can facilitate? Do we need an offensive point guard?
Honestly, like I've been of the mind that the Bucks need an actual point guard. Like they've pieced it together with Drew, with Giannis, with Chris, like as their primary ball handlers. But again, when like shit gets tight at the end, like they need somebody that's going to run offense and not just, all right, either I ISO or you ISO or you ISO. Like that was like three options. And I think part of that is like Giannis was hurt. So like he didn't want to screen as much as he usually would, because they would go to Chris Giannis pick and roll more, which they barely did, if at all, in games 4 and 5. So like I think that Giannis was compromised to an extent
because of the injury.
But like again, if that's the only option that you have offensively beyond ISO, that's probably a problem. And like I'm not gonna pin it all on Bud. Like yes, he needs more diversity offensively, but at the same time, like these are the guys that you pay $30 million each to run your offense. Like you kind of have to have better decision making from them. They need to be able to like, hey, I'm gonna attack this matchup and not Jimmy Butler. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's offense 101. Or you know, empty out the corner so you can run pick and roll and not have a help person right there. Or like if you have the empty corner, like actually run the offense in that direction and not towards everybody that's on the other side of the court. Like it's like very simple shit that the Bucks don't do offensively, and like it's basic decision making player wise. And then also on top of that, like knowing time, score, and situation.
Timeouts.
We're gonna get there. Knowing time, score, and situation when it's like maybe that step back three isn't the best offense that we can run right now.
Right. But pull up with 21 seconds left on the shot clock.
Or, you know, like you just tried for the last 10 seconds to get past Kyle Lowry. Ain't shit shaking. Maybe you
should move the ball.
Hit X. Move the ball to somebody else.
Hit X, bro.
Like they do a lot of standing around offensively. It's a lot of looking at like which one of you. I'm not gonna make a play. Which one of y'all gonna make a play? Like it's a lot of that shit. And like that again, like
that last shot of the game.
Coaches can put you in better positions. I'm not absolving Bud at all, but the players are the ones that have to go out and execute, and they weren't executing.
Which is true. I'll give you that too, because like there was the turnovers at the end of that game. Boy, we had like 7 in a row. It was looking like a college team at one point. Like seriously, like the way he was. Hey, listen, when he hot and he got it. But playoffs, it just don't be there, bro.
Like I said last week, it's a lot of bad process, good results, and like,
throughout the season,
I was saying it. I'm like, I don't like these shots, but they going in. Said that shit with Javon Carter.
The transition threes, the Coach Carter joints.
Hey man, he makes them.
Yeah, Coach Carter joints.
Still a bad shot, but they go in, and it's like it's the wrong time. And them bad shots, like
and they wasn't hitting them. They were not hitting them, and yeah, it was the same shots they took all year.
And it's like. They have the confidence from all year taking these bad shots, and it's like maybe get something easier. Like why make it as difficult as possible for yourself?
Boy, they had so many wide open mid range shots that I was looking at them and be like,
besides Chris, they ain't got nobody that can make them. Like who's effective in the mid range on that team aside from Chris Middleton?
Bobby is.
That's fair.
Like Bobby
Brooke can too.
Javon can too.
Yeah. I always feel like I'm being overly negative on Javon Carter because he is who he is, but I just feel like he's too small. Like if he ain't making threes, he's useless on offense.
But so our biggest question is two things. One, did you see the podcast when Drew was talking about retiring after next year?
Apparently that was after last season. So like it's just people bringing up shit now. Like I don't know if that's still his plan.
That's still in his contract though.
Yeah, that's still the end of his contract. But at the same time, if the Bucks are like, hey, we want to extend you for another, $30 million a year for the next 3 years, like, is he gonna turn it down? He might. I don't know.
So I was talking to the FedEx guy about this today.
Oh shit.
He just rolled up.
Woj the FedEx guy. He plugged in and he connected.
No, it was more so about if Drew walked away today. Outside of getting another chip, what else did he got to prove? After so many years, you became an all-star again for the second time. At the same time, you also got a championship, and you also got a gold medal, and you also have you have the accolades that you were wanting throughout your entire career. You end up actually getting those for the most part, outside if you ever wanted to be Finals MVP or an MVP trophy or anything like that. But you started getting these accolades towards the end. You got the chip.
So here's what I always go back to, right? So we look at these NBA players; they have a very finite amount of time that they can make that money.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, he's made a lot of money.
This is Drew's second big contract.
Yes, he's made a lot of money. But at the same time, like once he retires, he's never getting the opportunity to make $30 million a year again. Right? Mm-hmm. It's like, have you amassed enough? Maybe he has. I don't know what his, his reward structure. You know what I mean? Like I don't know where he stands on like, hey, I got enough. I'm good. Because
that's kind of what he was alluding to in that little interview, because he was like, I really want to step into the philanthropy thing. I really want to lean into our charities and our foundations and put money in other spots. So you want to throw your money out there for one? You got more than enough for yourself.
But also like if he has another contract worth $100 million, that's another $100 million that you can give away without touching the money that you socked away for your family. That's why I was always like, people were like, oh, Kyrie don't care about the money. It's like, if Kyrie cares about all these causes like that he bankrolls, like he got to care about the money at least a little bit.
Yeah, of course. You care about that. That's why you play in the NBA. Right? That's part of why you play.
But I mean, like, people always want to go to like, it's either all or nothing. It's like, like you don't have to be selfish to want like a bunch of money.
You also can't say I don't care about money and do things to make money. If you don't care about money, do all this shit for free. But you're not. You're doing it for money. So you can't say I don't care about the money. Like you do still. We got a Chris Middleton decision. If he opts in, he makes $40 million.
I don't think there's any way he takes that player option.
You don't think he'll accept it?
I don't think there's any way that he takes that player option because there will be long-term offers on the table. Like we're
not
already
just from us,
not just from the Bucks. Like we've already seen at least 3 teams, I believe, that are
circling
thought to make a run at Chris Middleton this offseason. Let's put it that way. Which really means that his agent's already been contacted. But Houston, Orlando, and I think Detroit maybe.
Go back to where he started.
Yeah. So like there will be offers on the table because like think about it this way: if the Bucks had cap space and like a Chris Middleton type went on the market, like he has his injury concerns, he's a little bit old, but he does all these things at a championship level. You're like, hey man, if he gives us 1 year like that, of that type of production, this contract is worth it.
Like the trade with Drew.
Exactly. So like if he can lock in another 3 years at $30 million versus 1 year where he could get hurt again, he could really diminish and be at a point where like he can't command $30 million anymore. Like that $40 million, like that's a wash. It's like 40 in the hand or 90 in the hand versus 40 plus whatever comes after that.
Right. Because that's all guaranteed too for the NBA contract, whether he play or not.
Yep. So the Bucks either decide we want Chris back and then you sign him, or we don't and you sign and trade him. Because like there's no way he's picking up that player option.
What would you prefer at this point?
I have no idea. Because the thing is, like, the CBA is so new, like all the ramifications of like those limits that they put on teams to that like blow past the cap. Like I don't know, like the pros and cons of going one route versus the other. Because like if they bring back Brooke and Chris, like they're locked in, which means that all those penalties that we talked about last week or the week before, whenever that was.
Mhm.
All that shit applies to the Bucks for the next 3-4 years.
And we just had a first round exit.
So do you want to lock in that core that just got essentially swept in the first round by an 8 seed?
Damn. Sorry, I felt that.
Yeah.
It ain't my job to make that decision, but like they also don't have options to really improve this team any other way, especially like if they let Chris and or Brooke walk.
And we need, and then there's the Drew dilemma there, because then it's like, all right, if you don't have them, should we move Drew and try to pretty much recreate a brand new team around Giannis that will either enhance his skill set
And one thing,
or allow him to stay the way he is and just give him just more complementary pieces.
but if you go that route, Giannis has 2 years left on his deal. And if that track fails, then you're looking at Giannis on an expiring contract and a team that's nowhere near championship contention. You at least know that this team is going to be a regular season wins machine. And if they catch the right breaks in the playoffs, they can win the title. That's probably a better option than
blowing it all up.
Mystery Door X.
But what if, again, it comes down to what if we can't get the compensation? Like, the compensation is my thing. Like, right now, good or bad, this is the peak of the compensation we can get from Middleton right now without bringing him back for one more year.
I don't think I agree with that, but I also don't.
You think he can increase his value before we give him either the option or the trade?
I think that Chris on a locked-in 3-year deal where you have cost certainty is more appealing than Chris on a $40 million expiring when you have to be the one to then re-sign him next season. And he can walk with, like just being an unrestricted free agent. So I think that re-signing him and like if things go south, you can try to trade him at the trade deadline or next summer. Like I didn't have a way to go like before we had the conversation, but like now talking it out, like I think just run everything back is probably what they're going to do, just because like that's the only viable route that you got. At least player wise. Like what they do with Bud is up for debate, but this team is what they have. And to the Bud point, he fucked up at the end of Game 5. Like
royally,
like that. Not taking the timeout at the end of regulations. Like I'm looking at the thing. I'm like, they got a timeout. Like why are they like running around? Why are they inbounding it? Why is he shooting from like half court? You got a timeout. Like at the end of the game, the decision initially, like, hey, I'm gonna let him play. Like that's their philosophy. I get it. They say it's easier to score against a defense that isn't set. But when you get to the point where like Giannis falls down, Chris hot potatoes it to Grayson Allen, at that point take a timeout.
like you seen him at the key struggling,
right?
Just to pick the ball up. And timeout, bro.
It goes quick. So like if you already made the decision, like I'm not calling a timeout. Like I get like how it's like shit falling apart and you just like that can happen. But at the
what's
same
your
time,
assistants for? Ain't them niggas getting hired as head coaches?
Hey my God, it's
I mean they come in and hire to take over a whole team. You can't even assist them.
That was 5 seconds. So I'm saying like, it goes quick. Like yeah, like for stuff to go, be going from like, hey, Giannis got the ball on a fast break with 8 seconds left.
That nigga
to
threw it like a missile. He flung the shit out of that ball. Get out of my hands. I don't want to shoot another goddamn free throw.
No, that was at the end of
5.
Was that the end of
overtime? That was the end of us overtime.
He almost threw it out of bounds? Yeah. No, I'm talking about like the last possession though. Like when was it a rebound or what? Like whenever they got the ball at the end, they were coming down. Giannis had the ball. He falls down. He passes it to Chris. Chris gives it to Grayson. Like that wasn't off of the tip. That was two different. Yeah. So I get what you're saying. Like Giannis did not want the ball at the end of the game.
But that was again another possession that kind of fell apart.
But to my point, like coaches can only do so much. But when your best player is afraid to get fouled at the end of the game,
that was crazy.
Which we gave him props for. Like during that finals run, it's like hey, he wasn't hitting his free throws, but he never got scared. He never, you know, like
He never stopped trying to get to the rack. He never stopped. Like, he just
Yeah.
kept going. Like, this one, no. This
was
one,
pure deer in the
Bro.
headlights.
God dang. I'm touching that motherfucker. Not to pass that shit to me. Not right now. Not right now. Shit, hit me on the live or something. Yeah, it sucked, bro. I feel you. Like it hurt. I hurt.
Like I said, like when Grayson had the ball and like he pumped and then like tried to drive, I'm like,
He
dude,
split
you
the
got,
defenders. He
you
just
got
could have
less than-
shot it.
You got less than 2 seconds, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like the
Still
fact that
dribbling.
he didn't even get a shot up, I'm like,
Fucking Riley
no,
Freeman.
this fits. This is exactly how this shit was supposed to fit.
My nigga was just out there dribbling. Oh, you don't know what time left either. You think you had that much time to keep dribbling the damn ball?
In his defense, Grayson Allen was probably the last person on that court that expected Grayson Allen to have the ball in that situation.
So let me put this shit on the floor then real quick.
I was like, if Grayson Allen was getting the ball, there's no way there's less than 5 seconds on the clock left. Like, if I'm Grayson Allen, that's what I'm thinking.
He got it with 2 seconds left.
Somebody gave him the ball, like,
Oh,
we got
shit.
time. We good. Because surely if it's 2 seconds left in this game, Chris
Ain't
is
no
shooting.
way, boy. I got this ball under 5. Ain't no way. We gonna get these. Like, globetrotting and shit. I can understand that. That's fair. I'll give him Benny on that one because I'm with you. Like, unless I'm in the corner wide open, ain't no way you should be giving me this ball with 2 seconds left.
That was a systemic failure for Grayson Allen to be the one with the ball in their hands at that point. Like that,
Bro,
on multiple levels. Like everybody fucked up. Like Grayson Allen probably has the least amount of blame in that situation.
Shell said a Euro step. The Euro step got to end with a shot. My man's just out there stepping, dancing in the name of love.
Stepping.
What is we doing?
When he didn't get a shot off, I was like, wow.
That shit, I was like,
Hey.
not a shot.
All I said was yikes. Yikes.
I even sent that in the group chat. I just like LOL or ha. Like I was dead ass laughing because I'm like, of course that's how it finished.
So for that last game, I woke up literally as Jimmy Butler hit that shot.
You should stay asleep.
So I was
Oh,
you
shit.
jinxed it.
my shit. I felt like I needed to watch more of it because every game that
man.
the only game I watched all the way in its entirety was game 2. Everything else, some shit going on.
That's funny.
But shit, when I woke up for that damn overtime joint and I seen him hit that shot, I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on here?
That's
I was
funny.
watching it live, dog. Like, what the fuck just happened?
Dog.
And then to see that shit in overtime, I'm like, dog, what do we have here? You know what? Then he started dancing and shit with the ball, and
Yikes.
I was like, by overtime, like they body language said, like we don't want to be here no more. Like I could say, like
Jimmy was just.
Wes Matthews was the only one playing hard in that overtime.
It
And I
was
think
too
that's
late.
because it was probably his last game.
It was too late. Jimmy already powered up by then. I seen him hit that transition step back 3 and looked at that nigga. Like, I'm like, dog, what is this?
He was talking so much shit to Drew.
44 on your head, like in Milwaukee.
And then, like Drew was trying to talk shit back, but it's like, bro, he got back.
Hey, what can I say? I'm getting cooked.
He had the Adrian Bronner, bro.
I'm getting cooked.
I'm getting cooked right now. Like, damn, Jimmy just, bro, just he does not shoot. We early in the series we said don't bite on the Jimmy pump fake at the 3-point line because he don't shoot them hoes. That motherfucker came out at the end of the 2 games. At the end of 2 games and brought them back without his second best scorer on the team. Because Bam ain't really been worth a damn all series anyways.
No, damn it.
It's really the Butler show. And they couldn't. It's one of those games where you be like, okay, if we just stop this nigga, we ain't worried about nobody else.
Yeah.
But they didn't have any options. Like, and that's part of like what I was trying to get to earlier, where it's like, if this team is what this team is, like they've got like puzzle pieces like around Giannis, and like you take one of them out, the whole shit falls apart because like you need Brook out there because like he covers for Giannis spacing wise, he covers for Giannis defensively. Like you need Drew out there because he's like your point of attack, and you need Chris out there because like he's basically your only like bucket getter. So it's like, and like they don't have the flexibility to play different lineups. Like we thought like, oh, they have so many options, and it turns out like none of their options were playable beyond that top 4, and even Drew at times wasn't playable, and like they didn't build a system that allows them to double team. Because like if they would have double teamed Jimmy, and this is what I said last week, like it compromises their entire defense. Like they don't have a second pitch. Like they got dropped. That's it.
Thank God rookie year is over because we got another nigga in the wings. We got a first round pick from this year. I need to get on the goddamn flow.
That's funny, bro.
Because Bud don't play rookies, but this is gonna be year 2, so we should. Sitting there, I was thinking about that shit though. The first round picks that we've had under Bud have not panned out.
I only had 2. Dante and Marjan.
Okay, he played year 2. He'll play year 2. I'm like, is Bud stifling our rookies?
We don't have rookies. That's the problem. Like
They've been second round picks.
Yeah, which more than likely they gonna fail anyway. Like it ain't.
No, God damn.
I'm saying like their best second round pick was Jordan Ward, and he's maybe a rotation player.
He's a rotation player in Indy now.
I'm saying like as like he's maybe an NBA player. Like maybe he'll have a decent long career, but like he's on the fringe of being a rotation guy.
Yeah, Marjan gonna have to get on the floor next year.
And like he played Dante like from the jump. Dante just got hurt as rookie.
Yeah.
Again, like they don't bring in they haven't replenished like their young players throughout their run, and like they kept letting them go. Well, I guess they just like Malcolm and Dante, but still like those are 2 guys that probably would have helped more than Grayson Allen in this series.
Especially Malcolm.
6th man of the year.
Yeah, I would say especially Malcolm.
Although like
Point guard.
Yeah. Like they chose Bledsoe, who was older than Malcolm, when they had to choose between the 2. I mean, they didn't have to choose. They made the decision to choose between either Bledsoe or Brogdon. They chose the older guy. And
Brogdon 50, 40, 90 season. On 20 points a game and shit. Like, long off season, bro. Enjoy y'all run, sir. Sirs.
Thank you, sir.
Nah, fuck that. Hey.
God damn.
I hope y'all get swept.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
Man, y'all out here wilding today, boy. We knocking on plenty wood balls. Wow.
Hey, Shells, you with me, right? We hating, right?
Nah, hey, don't join that bullshit.
Shout out to Bud though. Like his brother was killed in a car accident before game 4. So if he was a little bit distracted and off with his decision making,
that's why you got assistants. Ain't them niggas gonna be head coaches? None of you mother.
I mean, at the end of the day, like the decision still goes through him.
I hear you.
Like they can bring everything to him.
Hey, I understand you ain't here. I understand shit going on. If we see something, we'll let you know.
Again, they can let him know, but he's the one that ultimately makes the decision.
Hey, I understand you ain't here. If I see something, I'm gonna just call it. Because I get it. You got a lot going on.
That ain't how it works.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna coach my own team next year. Shut up. I'll be where you at. So trust in me.
Your friend and boss.
You trust in me.
Taking the L.
He's going through a very trying
So
time.
I got
and
you.
You be like, hey, sit your ass down.
This is my time to shine.
Right.
No, it ain't my time to shine. It's my time to help you out.
He ain't gonna
Oh, boo. Boo.
Hey,
I'm trying to be there for us and make sure that we good. So I got you. Don't even worry about it. Just sit down. Hey, time out.
I don't know, man. Hey, the thing that I hate about like being so consumed in Milwaukee Bucks fandom, like I'm surrounded by so many Bucks fans, is that y'all make it hard for me to be excited about us going to the second round, bro. And that's fucked up. Like, I feel bad about celebrating this shit. Yeah, especially when y'all lost. I didn't know what to say.
Celebrate.
Hey, y'all was texting. I was like, I don't even know what to say.
Celebrate.
I don't even know what to say.
Because your
I'm
game
sorry.
was always right after ours.
Yeah, I wanted to be like, yeah, we're going to the second round. I'm like, oh, fuck this nigga.
Hey, look, I'll double tap it.
A penny like and shit.
One last thing on Bud, like I like how people were like at his head, and then they found out that his brother.
Yeah,
died. Oh my God,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I take it all back.
Like it's like
Yeah,
don't be an
bro. Come
asshole
on.
in the first place, and then you don't have
Exactly.
to apologize for being an asshole when you get more information.
Exactly. Like, stop it.
I still remember they booed that man and chanted "Fire Bud" in the fucking victory parade. Like
That's
fucking
Wildin'.
mad disrespectful,
goddamn
bro. I guess what
ungrateful
we just
bastard.
want a kip. You talking about fire me? Oh, y'all can
To
suck
be
it,
fair,
motherfucker.
to be fair, at the time he won the chip, we did say that saved his job.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, of course it
But
did.
that don't mean like after he wins the chip, you still talk about like
Yeah,
fire that nigga. Like
Disrespectful.
mad disrespectful.
what we say about the Heat before they get injured and get stronger? Why the fuck Caleb Martin leading them and they got a 3-point lead at halftime?
Yeah, bro.
Well, actually,
No, it's 73 to 72 right now. Jimmy out.
Yeah, he out. Yeah.
Jimmy out. Every injury they've gotten better every game. Like fucking said Super Saiyan, fucking Saiyans, bro. They get in these fights and they get stronger.
I mean, it's good coaching, man. Got a good coach.
Spoelstra's always been a great coach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Got a good coach. He's really good at in-game adjustments and stuff like that.
Dog, if I never hear the word adjustment again in my life,
I mean, if you guys would have made better adjustments, do
Strauss is right now their leading scorer. He got 17.
yeah,
Yeah, he do look like LA
that
Knight.
motherfucker look like LA Knight. That's LA Truth.
Meanwhile, New York got 3 cats with 20 points.
Nobody else is scoring because they got what 73.
74 now.
Damn.
Randall got 21.
3 people who.
Brunson got 20. Brunson got 20 and Barrett got 22.
That makes sense.
So then their next highest score is what, like 5 points?
Josh Hart probably got
5 points.
Yeah.
Mitchell Robinson.
Oh, Mitchell Robinson.
I mean, just by the math, like they only
Yeah.
got like 10 more points.
That's funny.
The other team.
But with the Knicks though, like Madison Square Garden, bro, like
That
on
shit
a
goes
Sunday afternoon, bro, it's like a different vibe, dog. Like that atmosphere is amazing. I want to experience that just one time, like for real. Like necessarily not. It don't even matter what game it is. I just want to be there. Like this shit is crazy. Like I want to feel that energy.
Like the snippet Neil played, what was that, 2 weeks ago or something like that?
Oh yeah, that dog. They be so amped, dog. How can you not love New Yorkers, bro?
KD, don't you regret that coming to the net?
Carrying him off the crowd and shit.
How can you not love New Yorkers, man?
I seen you on the corner eating glizzies. Oh!
I've seen that Glizzy Gone commercial from Giannis so many fucking times.
Glizzy gone. That shit funny.
Especially like with his accent, Glizzy Gone. We didn't pick a winner for that series. I'm going Heat and Foe, apparently, because they just gonna get injured and keep winning.
Boy, and keep getting stronger and shit. Yeah, I got Miami. Like I said, if we lose, I'm voting for the person that beat me. Because at least I can say I lost to the damn champ. I don't care how nobody feel about that, but at least I lost to the damn. Hey, he beat everybody. What am I supposed to do about that? I can't take an L to a motherfucker that didn't win everything. Like if you lose to the guy that loses the next round, like damn.
I'm going with the Knicks, man. I want to see that story play out.
I don't want to see Stephen A. happy, so hey,
Hey,
give me
hey.
Miami.
Mm.
Did you pick somebody? You said Miami, right?
Yeah, I got Miami.
Yeah,
Miami. Hey, I appreciate y'all for hosting your boy though.
hey.
That was
Florida boy out here.
Miami. I won't live there, but I'll come back and visit.
Damn, we did 90 minutes on the NBA playoffs.
Hey.
We probably like the last half hour on the bus.
Yeah.
You have to get shit off.
So we will run through the NFL draft recap. Black quarterbacks.
Hey.
Dominated the top of the first round. There were 3 taken in the first 4 picks.
Love it.
Bryce Young at 1 went to Carolina. CJ Stroud at 2 went to Houston, and Anthony Richardson at 4 went to Indianapolis.
Love it. Love to see it. Black quarterbacks taking
It'd
over,
be
man.
interesting.
We got 2 black quarterbacks. We out here.
Yeah. Packers and Bears.
Packers and Bears.
Ah.
Yeah.
That was one of the things they brought up. They was like they're slowly starting to respect the black quarterback as more than just a running back or just a pure athlete. Now they're actually respecting them as quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Because you got a lot now. You got a lot of them in the league now.
Yeah, like there's a point when we were doing like our weekly picks, and it's like, damn, it's the 2 black quarterback matchup. This is 2 black quarterback matchup.
Yeah,
like, I couldn't even just go like,
Like
Black
7
quarterback.
teams, like
Black
half the
quarterback.
league now.
Yeah. Love to see it.
Damn, they're half the league. Yeah,
Love to see it.
I have to do a count.
uh,
But
so your thoughts on the Bears and Packers drafts respectively? We can kick it with K Harris because we've been dominating the conversation for a little bit.
I would give, if I had to grade what the Bears did, I would say like a B-. I feel like we filled gaps that we needed. My only gripe that I was truly pissed is that last week y'all heard me say I wanted Jalen Carter. We trade down and the motherfuckers picked Jalen Carter. I was like, fuck me, bro. I was in the house mad as
And
hell.
he went to Philly.
Dog, I was pissed. I wanted to. Like, he's a fucking beast. But the old lineman that we got, we're gonna put him in right away because we needed to tackle. So it makes sense. I understand what we're doing.
Y'all protecting the asset that your first pick makes.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, I couldn't be mad at that because I think next we end up picking.
According to this, y'all picked 3 defensive
tackles. Yeah, back to back. So I was like, oh, it makes sense. I was like,
because y'all needed a pass rush.
Yeah,
y'all needed.
We need edge rush. Yeah,
y'all needed inside, outside. Y'all good on safety.
Yeah. We picked the DB too.
Yeah, I'm gonna say y'all needed a corner, y'all needed a wide receiver, y'all needed an offensive lineman or 2.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited about what we're building in Chicago. Not gonna lie, I'm happy Aaron Rodgers is gone. That makes it a little bit easier. Like, and I'm not even. And like, I want Jordan Love to be as successful as he possibly can. Just lose against the Bears. Like, I would give a damn. Like, if I would. The only Packer jersey I would probably wear would be a Jordan Love, just because he's support a black man, black quarterback in Green Bay. Like, who would have thought it, man?
True.
Like, real talk.
True.
Like, so
we said that years ago.
Exactly.
Like, hey, ain't never seen.
You better ball out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's the thing that I hate. I was just talking about somebody. I was like, dude, the first mistake that this young man makes, bro, they're gonna make it seem like the fucking world is ending, bro. He's gonna be every single worst possible thing that you can say about a person. That's what he's gonna be, and that's what I'm not looking forward to seeing, and I hope that he's able to bounce back and just like don't let it bother him as well.
I just saw like the worst meme I've ever seen in my life. The Packers draft, Tim. What were your thoughts?
That's wild.
Yeah, that's wild. I didn't have an issue with the defensive end because I know we need to continue to build depth along our defensive front. In the trenches, I won't say I wasn't surprised. Was surprised or wasn't surprised. It was more so like, it makes sense. They haven't drafted really offense in the first round in years. Our defense is literally with a bunch of first round picks on defense. So I'm not mad at building a defense to make sure at least you can stay within games.
I will say, like, when it comes to Bud, I'd be like, hey, coaching, it can only go so far. But Joe Barry, brother, you ain't got no excuses.
Woo! None. Can you send me the thing earlier about how y'all got speed?
Oh yeah, we got speed. Yeah.
And I was just like, I was just off the top of my head. I was like, okay, Darnell Savage is our safety. He ran a 4.3. Jair ran a 4.4. Eric Stokes ran a 4.3. Brazil Douglas is like a 4.5, 4.6.
How do you be knowing these 40 times?
That's why I sent it to him. As soon as I saw it, all I heard was Tim saying fast as shit.
Our middle linebacker ran a 4.4.
I don't know nobody 40 times.
Tim just got a Rolodex.
40 times, bro. That shit's nuts.
It's my favorite event. It's my favorite
nuts.
event.
Hey, I don't blame you.
But no, so I'm like, that's why I was like, we got some speed to match y'all shit too. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Even on with our edge rushers, like Gary got some speed when he comes back. They said, old boy that we just drafted, he got a pretty decent athleticism and speed in order for him to get through. So I'm like, all right, cool. We got Devontae Wyatt still. He got speed at the defensive tackle spot. Like,
it's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be interesting. So us getting another defender in the first round, I was like, I'll allow it. The tight ends, but our tight ends though, Luke Musgrove and Tyler Kraft, I believe is his name. They complement each other, but 2, they should see a lot of action right away because typically a young quarterback's best friend is his tight ends. So he's probably going to use the shit out of his tight ends from that just on GP.
Yeah,
they usually run nice, quick, short routes, stuff like that. If you get caught in the jam, right? So us grabbing 2 more of the offensive,
like the pass catching,
like stretch the field, they get run good routes, shit like that, fit what we're trying to do at least, or what we need for Jordan to succeed. So again, I wasn't tripping about that. Grabbed another wide receiver in the second round. Cracking second round wide receiver seems to be our forte. Like they do pan out well. We got the Cobbs, we got the Watsons, we got the Greg Jennings. We have Javon Walker. We have Devontae Adams. Like second round wide receivers. Second round wide receivers is our shit.
Javon Walker's a first round pick, but yeah,
Was he the late first round?
he was the last
Florida
receiver
State.
that they took in the first round.
You're right. But still, like second round picks seems to be our shit. So I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. And I mean, like from what I understand, like everybody had kind of zeroed in on JNS, whatever.
Jackson Smith.
But like he was good, but not great. He only had one real breakout season in college. Like it wasn't like a surefire home run. And at 13, you kind of need to swing for a home run and not a hey, it might be. So like I get why especially if they had Reed, right? Like if they had him graded that highly, like you still get your pass rusher in the first round and you pick up a guy that you probably had a first round grade on in second. So like I get it. And like
for the second year in a row.
Yeah. And like the wide receiver class, like the first receiver went what, like was it JSN?
Yeah.
At 20?
Yeah, something like that. Because they all four went in a row.
Yeah. So like
I think it was like 20, 21, 22. Yeah. Because Seattle would grab him.
So it's like there wasn't like a prime receiver target prospect, because if there were, he would have went top 10.
But the four in a row that went were the top.
Yeah.
Guys.
I'm just saying like this wasn't the strongest receiver.
No, these last three is where you needed
right.
It. The last three classes,
like
fire.
if they had the 13th pick last year, they might have
did some shit. But I didn't mind us. Then the rest of the picks was reloading bunch of spots, defense, offense, like tackle spots, defensive tackles, things like that. So we got some depth, but we're gonna need it up. We ain't got no goddamn money until next year. Once Aaron money is off the books.
I was watching in like the 4th, 5th round, and like the guy they got in the 7th round was like at the top of Mel Kiper's the cornerback. He's like the top of like Mel Kiper's like best available list for a while. So I don't know if he's good or not, but like he's better than like according to Mel Kiper, he's better than
a lot of the picks that happened after.
Yeah. So
it wasn't a bad draft. I can't wait till the season because like I was hoping to enjoy the Bucs season a little longer. They usually carry me into Brewer season, which carried me into Packer season.
No, Bucs all I got. So it's a rough one for
pick up some Brewers. Check out some Brewer games. Then.
I don't pay attention to them till August. So Tuesday was the deadline for 2020 first round draft picks to have their 5th year options decided upon. Tim, you got the list of the players?
Yeah.
I know the Packers did bypass Jordan Love's 5th year option and instead opted to extend him. I did ask in the group, I'm like, what's the benefit? Like, what's the upshot of doing this as opposed to picking up his option? And it's basically that the Packers don't have to commit as much to him as they would have if they picked up his option, and he gets more guaranteed money than he would have if they didn't pick up his option. So it was kind of a win-win for both sides, where each side gave up a little bit, but they got a little bit more security.
Yeah, with the 5th year options, is giving you, in essence, it stretches it out one more year to negotiate with him. So, like, if you felt like, okay, like Chase Young, for example, they denied his option because he missed most of last year and pretty much all of the season before because of the torn ACL. Had he just continued doing what he was doing his rookie year, he would have easily got his contract extension. Hell, they did the same thing with Joe Burrow because they know they gonna have to pay Joe. So you extend it out one more year before we have to give you an actual extension, and then we could kind of figure some shit out. So what the Packers did, they just gave Jordan Love an extension right away. They like, all right, look, we ain't gonna push this one more year because then that's all guaranteed.
Well, like, so I saw people comparing it to Daniel Jones, where it's like the Giants, I think
they declined
his option last year. He balls out, and now they have to pay him a year earlier than they would have, and he's much more expensive on his new deal than he would have been on the 5th year option.
So this year we give Jordan Love a little bit more money, less guaranteed, but then we'll also be able to still give you a contract extension either midway through the season or after the season. So
like I said, like he locks in more than he would have gotten if they had declined the option. And he has a bad season, and they got him for a little bit cheaper than if they had picked up his option. He has a good one, so it makes sense.
Quick list of notables that got declined: Chase Young, we mentioned before. Then Isaiah Simmons for the Cardinals. C.J. Henderson, he ain't really panned out like I thought he would.
I don't know that.
He's a cornerback for the Carolina Panthers.
He the one got traded a bunch.
He was
Or
on
got
the
traded
Jaguars, yeah, and we traded him over to the Panthers. Michael Becton, the offensive tackle for the Jets, but they'll probably re-sign him if he's healthy enough. Javon Kinlaw for the 49ers. I forgot about him. Austin Jackson over in Miami. I didn't know him. Jalen Rager.
The ones that you
That's
did.
what like Jalen Rager for the Minnesota Vikings. Kenneth Murray, who I thought that he was going to be, he was a linebacker for the Chargers. I thought he was going to be a monster. And Patrick Queen for the Ravens.
Man, y'all add Goody head when he ain't picked that dude.
Boy, but I'm like, at the same time, they was like, okay, which decline player option do you think the teams will regret? And a lot of people voted for Patrick Queen for the Ravens. So I'm like, he didn't have, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He was, his option was declined as well, but the guy's there Pacheco, so they probably not gonna hold on to him anyways. But yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. The ones that was accepted, of course, is the known stars: Brandon Ayuk, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Terrell for the Falcons, Jerry Jeudy, Tua, Justin Herbert.
I mean, it's kind of. It sounds like. I mean, with everything that is in the NFL, like it definitely doesn't seem like this benefits the players at all.
This because the 5th year option literally is like, I can't franchise tag you. No, I won't tag you. But I have control over you for at least another year.
It's like if you suck, then they get
you out of here.
They get a get out of jail free card, and if you good, then they get you on another year at a cheaper price. So it's like, what is really the upshot for the player?
So you got Joe Burrow playing well below his value, Justin Herbert playing well below his value, Justin Jefferson playing well below his value, like because they know they're gonna have to pay all of these cats. So for the team, it gives you a little more flexibility. It gives you a little more time to play and shit. And like you said, if the player fucks up, it gives them the opportunity to be like, hey, last year you ain't do this shit, so we'll get you back, but we'll get you back at a discounted rate. It didn't work out for them with Saquon for the Giants because again they could have probably tried to re-sign him to an extension the year before, exercise the 5th year, he out of there. So it is mainly for the team, yes, but for the rookies, it guarantees you the contract. Like that 5th year is fully guaranteed.
Yeah, but only if you good enough to where it's like beneficial for a team to pick you up. Like, you only get that guaranteed 5th year if that 5th year is below market value.
Like
what
the
you would have gotten if
Joes,
you would have been for. Yeah, there's
fair.
really no upshot.
That's fair.
That sucks. But somebody that did get paid.
Finally,
Lamar Jackson.
Finally.
Sorry, I closed out the thing. I think $260 million was the total amount, of which $185 million is fully guaranteed. On an average year basis, it makes Jackson the highest paid player in the NFL.
Yeah, buddy. His agent.
Got no agent.
His mama. She did a good job. Because, that was the knock on him for a while, was that he didn't have an agent. And that his mom or himself was doing the negotiations for him. So he wasn't going to get that money. He wasn't going to get paid. None of this shit like that. So when it came out, they actually got the money. I was like, damn, his mama did it, huh? I was like, that's some shit. But then, what kind of precedent does it set? So the NFL discouraged anybody who wasn't an agent or NFL certified agent teams from talking to them because they didn't want the slippery slope of so-and-so's grandma, uncle, pastor coming through and negotiating deals for you and shit like that without having to go through a certified NFL agent. But I'm happy for Lamar. I'm glad he got his money. When they signed Odell, and then Odell said that they've been FaceTiming the whole time and shit like that, I was like, oh, he might go back there.
Well, he didn't have any other option. He had literally no other option to go anywhere.
But they didn't have to give him $250
because everybody else colluded to make sure they ain't go after his ass. I ain't forgetting NFL.
Right, every team that needed a quarterback.
We're good with what we have.
That's nuts.
Motherfuckers selling on Carson Wentz within a week in free agency, but they don't want Lamar Jackson. What? Y'all wild.
Marcus Mariota is your starter, but you don't want Lamar Jackson. All right.
Y'all was trying to trade for the number 3 overall pick from last year when he was hurt. Y'all want Lamar.
All right.
We good on quarterback. All right. Lying motherfuckers.
Oh, Sobelman is closing their market. That sucks. I think that's all we got though.
Yeah.
So
that's it. That's all.
That is it.
There you have it.
I hope you enjoyed kicking it with us.
Actually, WWE had their draft.
Yeah. Which show?
Next year, if I remember before the the WWE draft comes, I want to do a mock draft. Like have
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
either like 2-on-2 or just like y'all two against each other. Just do draft.
Yeah,
I'm with it. And then
yeah,
judge
that'd
the
be
show.
fun. Yeah, we definitely do that. That'd be fun.
Hell yeah. What show do you think got the better roster?
I honestly ain't look at the final rosters.
I would say SmackDown.
Let me put it this way:
Even though my boy Cody's still on Raw. So.
who would be your number one picks?
Roman, of course.
Okay, take Roman off the board. Who would be your number one picks?
Cody.
He was
Of course.
He was number 2.
Seth.
I'll probably take Seth
Yeah,
first.
Seth.
And then
If it wasn't Cody, Seth Rollins.
Seth and Bianca would be my first 2.
Yeah. And then if I kept doing Becky.
Shit,
Where
Becky
you
would
got Bianca? Because I know she got to be up high for you.
No, I say if I couldn't pick Bianca, then
I
it would
got
have been Becky. Yeah.
I like Becky. Like Bianca's my number 1, but like I think Rhea might be my number 2 now.
Really? I like Big Time Bex. I love Rhea though. There's something about her, that gothic shit.
that gothic shit.
Something about it.
Yeah, that seems to
sexy.
be, in our demographic, that seems to be a common held. Like
I don't know why. It's something about it. I was like,
she got the look.
Exactly. I ain't mad at it.
All right, so just real quick, free agents are Omos, Mustafa Ali, Dolph Ziggler, Von Wagner, and of course Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
He can go wherever
Brock
the fuck
just
he wants.
bounce.
He
He
just
can
go
bounce
wherever the
around.
fuck he
Yeah.
wants. But SmackDown got Roman, Bloodline, because they end up drafting the Usos later.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this, because we can go and look at like what NXT people got called up.
What's her name? India, the women's
Indy Hartwell.
champion.
the women's champ, Indy Hartwell, the women's tag team champs.
Yeah.
I
I forgot what dude.
I
I
can
think
tell
it's
you.
Grayson Waller, right?
Yes, Grayson Waller.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched much NXT, but I did see some of like his promos. That dude's entertaining.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
I don't know nothing about him.
He Australian and he talk a lot of shit.
Oh god.
Big shit. And old girl from NXT. I'm trying to find her name real quick.
Mhm.
Oh well, that will.
Yeah.
But no,
I
she's
just
gonna
got to
nice.
peek into your bedroom and I don't like it.
Oh shit.
Sound like a Scooby Doo ghost.
So you just gonna do it again?
Hell no. Come out here, put some practice in.
Yeah, right. Like,
Let me warm it up. Fuck. Yeah.
on that note, we will wrap it up. As Tim
Zoe
should
Stark.
Hey, who?
Zoe Stark.
I don't know her.
She in the Rumble?
No, she was no, she wasn't. But she's nice.
Mhm.
No, she's nice.
It's gonna be interesting.
Oh, Kaden, old girl, black chick, NXT, short one.
Oh, she got caught up.
The tag team. Her and her.
Oh
partner.
yeah, okay. Oh yeah, because okay.
You don't know what you're talking about.
No, I do know what you're talking. Them the only ones I know.
Because Kaden been down there for a while.
Yeah, you seen it.
Yeah, you know.
You know why I know.
You know.
Yeah, so we'll wrap it up there. Again, send Camille some positive vibes.
Absolutely.
All of them.
Absolutely.
What's it? CAMILLEMONAE.
Yep.
Yep.
You can catch her on these PSN, Twitter, and Hogwarts streets.
Out here.
I am at Bucksburner on Twitter. Although I might have to change my name because these niggas.
That's all you get.
Burning.
Everyday _gentleman on Instagram, KHarris216 on Twitter and Snapchat.
And it's your boy TIMKINZ, the number 3. I know you missed me, aka Ass Ketchum, aka Mr. Give It To Me. Be easy.